6.1e is about solving simple quadratic equations. So we're going to combine everything we know about solving radicals with everything we know about solving equations. So a couple of reminders. We need to use inverse operations when we are solving equations. So addition is the opposite of subtraction and multiplication is the opposite of division. Okay? Also remember that if we take the square root of 9, that could equal 3 because 3 times 3 equals 9. However, the square root of 9 can also equal negative 3 because negative 3 times negative 3 also equals 9. Negative times negative becomes positive. 3 times 3 is 9. So when we're solving, all of our answers are going to have a positive answer and a negative answer. Can we take the root of all square numbers? So we've talked about this a little bit before, but if we try to take the square root of negative 4, we can't actually do that in the real number system. So this would have no real solutions. So you cannot take the square root of a negative number. Remember that. So to solve radical equations, we need to do 3 things. First, we always want to get x squared by itself. That's our main goal. We want to take the square roots of both sides of our equation after x squared is isolated. And last but not least, we always need to make sure our square root is completely simplified by making sure there's no perfect squares, fractions, or under your radical or any radicals in your denominator. So those same simplification rules we've been working with all units. Let's try a couple. So we want to solve and put answers in that simplest radical form. So letter A, we have x squared minus 36 equals 0. Well, first thing we need to do is use inverse operations to get x squared by itself. So it looks like if we add 36 on both sides, okay, this will cancel each other out. So on that left-hand side, we'll have x squared equals 0 plus 36 is just 36. So we successfully got x squared by itself, which means we can take the square root of this side. Since we take the square root on the left, we have to take the square root on the right. Well, the square root of x squared is just x. Square root of 36 could be a positive 6 because 6 times 6 is 36 or a negative 6. So anytime we want to represent that it could be a positive 6 or negative 6, we're going to do this, plus minus 6. So x equals plus or minus 6. So that's our answer for letter A. Let's try letter B. So same thing, get x squared by itself, then make sure your radical is completely simplified. 2x squared minus 98 equals 0. Let's put that 98 on the other side of our radical. So that would mean 2x squared equals 98. Well, we could divide 2 on both sides. That would leave x squared by itself. That's exactly what we want. 98 divided by 2 is 49. So now that x squared is by itself, we can take the square root of both sides. Square root of x squared is just x. Well, square root of 49 is a positive or a negative 7. So x equals plus or minus 7. Basically, what we're doing here is solving for x squared, so we can take the square root of both sides, and that allows us to solve for x. That's our main goal, to get x by itself. Let's look at a couple more. So letter C, 9x squared minus 25 equals 0. Well, let's get that 25 out of there by adding it. So 9x squared equals 25. Well, now we can divide by 9 on both sides. 25 divided by 9 would not be a nice number, so we're just going to leave that as a fraction. Now x squared is by itself, so we're ready to take the square root of both sides. So x is going to equal plus or minus. Always remember that plus or minus. Well, the square root of 25 is just 5, and the square root of 9 is just 3. X equals plus or minus 5/3. That's our final answer. Letter D would be a good idea to pause the video and try this for yourself. Let's go ahead and subtract 6 on both sides, minus 6 on both sides, so those cancel out. Well, 2x squared equals 6 minus 6 is 0. Well, when we divide by 2, we'll end up with x squared equals 0. When we take the square root, well, the square root of 0 is just 0. So x equals 0 is our final answer. Letter E, x squared plus 4 equals 0. Well, if we subtract 4, that allows us to get x squared equal to negative 4. Take the square root of both sides. Well, x equals, we can't actually take the square root of negative 4. Remember, right? We can never take the square root of negative 4 in the real number system. So for letter E, we actually have no real solutions. Anytime you try to take the square root of a negative, you will be unable to do that, so your answer will be no real solutions. Remember that anytime you get this negative under your radical. Letter F, 2 times x squared plus 5 equals 95. Again, it'd be a good idea to pause the video and try a couple of these for yourself. 2x squared equals 90. Well, you can divide by 2 on both sides. X squared equals 45. Remember, as soon as x squared is by itself, that's when you can take the square root on both sides. So x is going to equal plus or minus the square root of 45. That's not a perfect square, but we actually can simplify that. Since we can simplify it, we have to simplify 45 down into 9 times 5. And 9 we could break into a group of 3. So we actually have the square root of 3 squared times 5. Well, we simplify that just like we have been all unit. So we'll get x equals plus or minus 3 times the square root of 5 as our final answer. You always have to double check under your square root to see if you can simplify it. If you can, then you have to. Let's try one more. So again, we want to solve this. 8 times x squared plus 6 equals 9. Well, we could subtract 6 on both sides. So we'll have 8 times x squared equals 3. We'll divide by 8. 3 divided by 8 isn't a nice number, so again, we'll leave that as a fraction. Now that x squared is by itself, we can take the radical or the square root of both sides. So x is going to equal plus or minus the square root of 3 over 8. So let's go ahead and pull that apart into two different radicals. We'll make that the square root of 3 over the square root of 8. Well, square root of 3, we can't simplify that at all. Square root of 8, we can break that down, right? 8 is 4 times 2. 4 is 2 times 2. So if we rewrite this, we could say x equals plus or minus the square root of 3 divided by the square root of 2 squared times 2. So now we can simplify that radical. X equals plus or minus the square root of 3 over, well, square root of 2 squared is 2, and then that other 2 is just stuck in our radical. So 2 times the square root of 2. Hopefully you realize that you can't leave the square root in the denominator. So we are going to rationalize the denominator by multiplying our numerator and denominator by the square root of 2. So we will have x equals plus or minus the square root of 3 times the square root of 2. We could combine that into the square root of 6. 2 is just 2. Square root of 2 times square root of 2, those are going to cancel each other out, and we'll just have a 2. So look at our denominator now. Our radical is gone, which is exactly what we wanted. Square root of 6 is just the square root of 6. We can't simplify that at all. But 2 times 2 we could write as 4. So our final answer is x equals plus or minus the square root of 6 divided by 4. Just a couple reminders. You want to isolate x squared. You can't take the square root until you get x squared by itself. Make sure your answers are in simplest radical form. You need to simplify your answers completely. If not, you haven't finished the problem, so your answer isn't correct. And last but not least, remember anytime you try to take the square root of a negative, that is something you can't do, so you'll end up with no real solutions.